while we're waiting for The Sims 4 Life and Death expansion pack, the team gave even more news. And this time they're talking about new content coming up and clearing up some rumors about content creators. Now, I will warn you in advance, I know we're getting a base game update, and even though we're getting that base game update, unfortunately, it's possible I might not be able to cover it this time. Number one, I am kind of ill right now, and I'm trying to get that figured out. And number two, I have a lot of essays to grade. That said, my hope is to cover the live stream, so definitely thank you so much for understanding. But today's video is about these new creator kits. Now, we learned about these a little bit ago, but now we get our preview of the first ones. I will say some of this actually is improved in terms of overall transparency and potentially the quality. One is going to be a cast kit right here, and it does appear to be focusing on sleepwear, while the other one is going to be a build buy kit that has more that mid-century modern appeal. Now, personally, between the two, I actually feel like the cast is something that is more missing in Sims 4 overall. However, I do understand the appeal of the other one too. So these creator kits are going to be coming out November 14th, and these include the Cozy Kitsch and also the Sweet Slumber Party. Hold on, because we're going to get more screenshots and also more information behind the actual process. But the two creators involved were My Shuno-sun and also Triliki, and I do apologize if I completely butchered their names. If you want vibrant colors and mid-century modern designs, that is going to be the build buy kit, while the other kit is going to have sleepwear, just as I assume. They will be sharing more about what's inside these kits as they get closer to November 14th. Part of me thinks they shared this now, even though it seems like a strange week to do so, just to get ahead in case there are any leaks for this content. Now, you might ask, what is the difference between Sims 4 creator kits and the rest of the kits? So apparently the creator kits mark the first time that a full collection of in-game assets have been crafted by a creator and officially, of course, made available in The Sims. Now, this new type of official kit partners with creators from the custom content community to lead creation and design for new in-game content. Creators then have the freedom to pitch the kit themes themselves and create items that speak to what they want to see in-game. This content will be distributed via official channels and available to all players. They do also mention, of course, it's going to be available to console players, which is not too surprising to me. I know there were some fears and rumors that this was going to be just monetized CC that console could not use, and I definitely think this is the right way to go, to be clear. Now, of course, the Sims team has done collaborations before, so they wanted to also clarify this. Previous kits, like our most recent Storybook Nursery with Sixum, start with outreach to the potential collaborator, and then they pitch their idea for the potential kit, and they work with the Sims team to finalize the design and theme. However, they understand not everyone is familiar or interested in crafting in-game items, and collaborative opportunities are apparently going to continue to exist as an avenue to work with Simmers who may have existing ideas, but don't have the technical ability to see these realized on their own. Now, I think they should clarify this because obviously the collaborators they have worked with in the past, many of them are content creators and they definitely have the technical ability. The idea is they might actually still do some of these collaborations, so if you just have general ideas but you aren't able to make the content yourself, that is still going to be an avenue, which I do find pretty interesting. Now, just a closer look here at the mid-century modern furniture right here, and honestly, I actually like the tones. When I heard bold, I thought it was going to be a little bit of a different tone. This actually feels very warm and very cozy, and even though I personally feel like we have a decent amount of mid-century furniture, that might just be my bias, it does look like it's well made, and honestly, I could see a lot of people getting use out of this. Now, each item is created for a creator kit, and it has a unique set of parts, whether it lives in a Create a Sim or a build buy. The inspiration for each item comes from the initial pitch, and then their creators introduce their vision in the form of a mood board. This tells them the story, the tone, and the vision for a cohesive kit. This helps the Sims team understand what the creator is trying to achieve. After that pitch, creators submit a comprehensive list of all items they want in this kit, and the Sims team then evaluates if each item can be supported within their current toolset. From there, creators are then able to use this template to create 3D models, colors, textures, and swatches for each items. They do, of course, have guidelines for performance functionality, but this is less about the actual artistic style. So for example, if there's a bookcase, Sims can pick up the book look and rated, and the cast clothing will support a variety of body types. So in other words, they just need to make sure it works within the functionality of the game. Now, once a creator submits all these parts for the team, the Sims team carries out a series of tasks and tests with quality verification, we hope, that helps us catch any issues before the item is ready to be released. Again, emphasis on we hope. Apparently, creators can also write the descriptions for each asset, so I gotta be careful of actually looking for clues in these kits, keeping that in mind. But the final step is prepping for publication. The creators name their kit, write the descriptions, and use an early build to capture the screenshots. We then create renders of the objects that will end up on the front of the art. The Sims team works with the creator to ensure everything is approved, polishes, localizes, and delivers the final artwork. Now, by now you might say, Aaron, this is kind of boring. I actually feel the opposite. I think this is the level of transparency I've really wanted to see from gaming companies, and obviously EA does not have a good history with this, but often we don't get to actually understand the process that goes into everything. So here's another screenshot of the sleepover kit. Now honestly, I think again this looks serviceable. I think it looks well made. I like the little details like the ruffles on the sleeves of that watermelon pajama top. Again, keep in mind this is just a cast kit, so we're not going to get gameplay with it, but I do think especially console players and vanilla players, the sleepwear is kind of lacking. I would know, I don't play with CC. I actually really like this too, at least in theory. Unfortunately, I always wish that we could actually layer. Overall, I think these are some decently looking cast items, and I also like that they are collaborating in a new way with creators. The marketing of it aside, which I rolled my eyes at first, I do think it's also good, of course, to get a little bit more transparency behind the process. These first kits are considered a pilot for a longer project, and they do say they of course have been compensated according to competitive market standards. What that means, we don't really know, but at least it's good to know they're being compensated. And of course, depending on the success, I would assume they are going to continue to make these kind of kits. We're just getting started. They're gonna have more creator kits coming in at 2025. Again, I'm not a huge fan of kits, but I do think they serve a certain purpose. Some people have told me that they are very valuable in their game, and while I still think the price is too high for what you get, at least we've seen, I would say, some improvement in kits. Rounding all this up, we also get some insight into the inspiration behind these designs. Movies. I was always fascinated by how sleepover parties were portrayed in movies. Endless hours of gossiping, dozens of teen magazines, and skincare products. And for the build buy kit, I love creating items with vibrant color palettes. When the Sims team reached out to me, so apparently they reached out rather than the other way around, that's important to note, I immediately envisioned a specific palette of vivid reds, mustard yellows, and amethyst green. I associate these vibrant shades with mid-century design. Honestly, I do really appreciate that. Again, I think it's good to get these interviews with these creators, learn a little bit about the process, and also the overall intent. That doesn't mean that I think EA is any good at transparency overall, but I guess this is a nice addition. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Again, I'm not a huge kits person. We've discussed this at length. However, if they're continuing to create them, I think it's great to compensate creators and also get some fresh talent. I think that the items overall are going to improve in quality too. In the meantime, please take care and I'll see you soon.